Hello and welcome to the Kayden Show, today's best country mix. And joining us right here today is Jet Jurgensmeyer. Jet, how are
Hey,
you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, Kayden.
It is my pleasure. So tell everyone a little bit about yourself to get started here, Jet.
Sure. Well, I'm 17 years old. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, and I've been getting up on stage, kind of it, as long as I could remember. I wanted to do it before I could really talk. And I started acting when I was 4, and I've been doing that ever since. And now I get to be here talking with Kayden.
There you go. That's awesome.
I guess that's kind of a brief way, the quickest way to describe me.
Oh, there you go. Quick and easy.
Yeah.
Quick and easy. So what made you get into music, Jet?
I always, it's kind of a silly answer, but I always say when you're from Nashville,
hmm
there's, it seems like there's a good percentage of people that in some way, shape, or form you're going to be involved in music, whether that's actually on stage, playing an
hmm
instrument, singing, or whether it's behind the scenes, whether it's designing a stage or doing sound. I feel like it was kind of, part of me. And my mom was a musician, so is a musician. So I just kind of felt natural on stage.
There you go. There you go. Is there something specific that you love about music? Like, is there something I most enjoy about it?
I just like entertaining people. Like I said, I feel
hmm
almost more comfortable on stage or in front of an audience. I love making people smile. I like writing songs that kind of people will feel relatable to, if that makes
hmm
sense. People can almost feel like, hey, I feel like that song was written for me. And I think they feel that way because when I wrote the song with my co-writers, it was something, it came from one of us. So it means that one of us was feeling this way on this specific day that we came up with this idea and the song was written. So if we can feel this way, that means there's somebody out there that we hope hears the song and feels the same way and feels like it's for them. So I love making people smile, and sometimes you got to make them cry a little bit through a song or through acting, but usually it all kind of it comes full circle and they end up smiling in the end.
Definitely. I think that is probably one of the best parts. You know, when you see someone smile, you know that you impacted someone just by a smile.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the best part.
hmm So, Jet, if you could choose one singer that you could do a duet or collaborate with, who would you choose and why?
Oh no, that's that you're asking the difficult questions here, Kayden. How am I supposed to answer that one? Uh I'm a big fan of all different kinds of music. Good
Mhm,
music's good music. I have a lot of people that I look up to, like Chris Stapleton, Ed Sheeran, Shawn Mendes, some of my friends like Sabrina Carpenter, Sophia
mhm.
Carson, Kevin Quinn. I mean, I would love to be able to work with Ed Sheeran someday. I think that would be something really cool because I love trying to write kind of his style where it's kind of a mix between some of his stuff is acoustic, some of his stuff is pop, some of his stuff is rock.
Mhm.
I feel like he's kind of one of those musicians that can write anything and it's going to come out awesome. So I feel like writing with him, I might get something pretty neat.
That is a great choice. You know, like you said, it's hard. I always stub people on this question and I laugh every time because I get it. You know, I would, if I was asked that question, probably be like, I don't know. But I love hearing
Exactly.
those questions. No, I feel you. I feel you definitely. But it's one of those things where I love asking that question because it makes people think. So,
Exactly. Definitely.
mhm. So, do you have any new singles, any new projects? I know that you have one thing coming up. If you want to tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. Well, I do have a single that just came out a couple weeks ago, and it's called "Talk to God." I wrote it with two very close friends of mine, Olivia McKenna and Erica Latza. The whole message behind the song is it doesn't matter where you are, you always have someone to talk to. You can always talk to God.
Mhm.
And I mean, people, like the song says, you can be driving down a winding back road, you can be sitting at home.
Mhm.
You can all He's always there, he's always ready to listen, as long as you just let him listen and just kind of pour your heart out and talk to him. The music video should be coming out really soon from that. I absolutely love that video. The Riker brothers filmed it. They're absolutely amazing. We've been working with them for, I don't even know how many years before they even got into doing music videos. and they're such good friends of ours. I just hope this is like what I was talking about when it comes down to songwriting. I hope that when people listen to the song, they feel like it was written for them, because my co-writers and I, Olivia and Erica and I, we were all going through something when we wrote this song. So we all needed someone to talk to, and that was God. So I hope that people that are going through something, this song will tell them, hey, you're going through something. Just no matter where you are, look up and talk to God a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any advice for anyone who might want to get into this industry, the music industry in itself, but doesn't really know how to start? What would you tell them?
Honestly, it kind of depends. You have to be willing to lose, if that makes sense. You have to be willing to not be like, this goes for acting as well. You have to be willing to not get that part, or not be accepted, perform at this one place. And you kind of just have to put in the work to perform. I mean, I did a show just a week ago, Friday. It was last Friday. I did a show 3 hours, just me and my guitar, 3 hours straight. I didn't stop, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of family and friends that came out and supported me, and it was a great show. But I had to practice quite a bit to get a set list that was long enough for 3 hours. So it just is a matter of putting in the work. And honestly, in your area, go to your restaurants and your coffee shops that have live music, and just tell them, hey, I'm a musician. Even send them an email, shoot them a DM on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. TikTok is a good place to post a lot of stuff if you're performing now. I mean, there's so many routes you can take now because of technology, that you can just reach out and say, hey, I would like to perform here. And you never know, maybe they'll let you come play. And that's all it took for me to really just kind of know that that's what I wanted to do.
That is actually really good advice. No one's really said anything about the restaurants and coffee shops. That's a really good point. So
that's how I started. My first writers round was at a coffee shop. So I mean, it all kind of has to build up. You can't expect to be playing for a stadium full of people like an Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, eventually that's the goal, right? But you have to kind of get there.
Exactly. You have to climb the ladder. I've been very fortunate. I've had a family that supports me, and I was born in a city where there's plenty of places to grow up performing. But I've also been doing it since I was 3. So I've been very fortunate to kind of climb the rungs of the ladder from a young age. Is that how I should say that? Something like that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, and I'm sure everyone else did. Go. So
Awesome.
So I also know that you do a little bit of acting. Tell us a little bit about what you've been in.
Yeah, so I've been acting since I was 4. So I've been very fortunate to work quite a bit over the years. Some of my more notable things, I guess I could say, is some people may have heard of the show Last Man Standing. It was on Fox with Tim Allen and Nancy Travis. It was a comedy. I had the pleasure of playing Boyd Baxter on that show for a few years, and it was a lot of fun. I've made great friends from that show. I mean, I got to work with Buzz Lightyear, which was one of the coolest things that kind of hit me on the first day. I ran over to my parents. I was like, I'm working with Buzz Lightyear. And they were like, well, yeah. And I was like, I didn't realize that. It didn't hit me. I've worked for Disney quite a bit. Some of you may have heard my voice as Pip the Penguin for Disney Junior's Tots. I've been in Adventures in Babysitting for Disney, and then worked for a bunch of Nickelodeon shows over the years. But like I said, I mean, I've been very fortunate to go out to California, start in Nashville, go out to California, and be fortunate enough to be hired and work a good amount over the years.
That's awesome. And when did you start singing? Also 4 or?
That was, I was actually, my parents will even tell you this, I was singing with a broken microphone in my hand, walking around the restaurant. Before I really knew words, I would just kind of mumble things, pretending like I was singing. And I was trying to play guitar back then too. So I really kind of started getting on stage for the first time when I was 3. And I started acting when I was 4. So they were all pretty close.
Is there a specific message that you would like to give your fans or anyone listening or watching this, Jack?
It sounds cheesy to say, but really, thank you. because it's the people, like, for instance, Last Man Standing. I never would have worked on that show if it hadn't been for the Facebook group that called ABC and called Fox and got the show actually brought back on the air. They did that. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have worked on that show. And the same goes for everybody that's watched any other thing that I've been in. Even the parents with little kids that are watching my voiceover series, and they don't even know that it's me, but it's because they're watching it that I'm able to have this amazing job and do what I love. So really, thank you. Thank you for the support that you all have showed me. Thank you for supporting my music and supporting the acting, because if it wasn't for the viewers, the people actually watching the shows and movies, us actors wouldn't have a job. So I think they're a very underrated part of really the crew, honestly, because they're the ones that actually get the show and the movie more views and get it out on more channels.
Mm-hmm. Where can people find you on social media if they want to follow you, Jet?
Well, anywhere that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all of the platforms, including all the music platforms, they're all under my name, Jet Jurgensmeyer. Jet like a plane with one T. Pretty fun way I describe it, like a plane. And my music is, I'm still releasing more music. My album will be out, I would say, within a couple months. I'm really, really excited for people to hear that because I've been a writer on all of the songs on it. So yeah, you can go follow my Instagram and my TikTok and Twitter, Facebook, all those things for updates and kind of see what I'm doing in the meantime.
Awesome. And Jet, is there anything else that I forgot that you'd like to share with us before we go today?
I really can't think of anything. Thank you for having me, Kayden. Everybody stick around, listen to the Kayden Gordon Show.
Absolutely. Well, Jet Jurgensmeyer, thank you so much for joining us right here on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's Best Country Mix. We really appreciate your support, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come on.
Thank you for having me. It was a blast. Can't wait to do it again.